prayer and our pledge. Jim.
Please bow your heads in prayer with me. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've allowed us to be a part of. We want to especially keep in our prayers and our thoughts as we celebrated Veterans Day yesterday, where we remember those who were called to service and were brave enough to step up for us and help protect our great country. We also ask you to pay particular attention and good care and comfort to those that didn't come back completely, whether it was physically or mentally. It has some problems to get over, and especially those that did not return at all. We ask you to watch over their families and give them comfort and strength. All things that we do, we ask you to watch over, guide us, and protect us, and give us wise consideration of items before us tonight. In the name we pray. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Call the roll, please, Gail.
Charlotte P. Chip Pinion. Craig Lynch. David Jones. Jim Averwater. Lee Bogle. Marvin Whitworth. Mike Cush. Pettis Reed. Rhonda Allen. Jeff Phillips.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Gail. This time we need to read and approve the minutes for our September 23rd meeting. I'll call on our Vice Chair, Mike Cush.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I won't read them, but I have read them, and they are in order, and I would make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve our September 23rd meeting minutes. All those in favor of that motion to approve, please say aye. Is there any opposition? Motion to approve carries. We have no items withdrawn, thank goodness. Item 6 is new business. 6A are items submitted for final plat approval. 6A1, item number 19-2071, Pembrook Farms, Section 2, 50 lots on 31.87 acres, zoned RM, located off Stewart Creek Road. Salem Creek Partnership is the applicant. Doug.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and good evening, Commission members. Yes, it's a good thing we had nothing withdrawn because we wouldn't have a meeting if we did. This is Pembrook Farm Section 2. This represents the final section of this development. Lots 74 through 77 at the end of Hiatus Court have all been marked as critical lots due to their topography. Most of our comments have been addressed. I will point out something for your consideration. You'll see there on lot 60, there is a postal kiosk easement on that location. You'll recall in the first section of Pembrook on the cul-de-sac immediately to the west of that, does it say Miramar? I can't read with that. Yeah, right there. There is a kiosk location there. They're also going to place one on lot 60. Now, the original one that was approved prior to the regulations for kiosks that we passed taking effect. So I've made the applicant aware that if they do desire to put another kiosk on this property, it's going to have to meet our current standards. So they're aware of that. They're kind of looking into how best to do that at this point. I don't necessarily think that's going to hold up the plat. We'll just make sure that that's taken care of prior to this being recorded. The other comment that we had outstanding, I'm sorry, oh, it's on Cooper City. I'm sorry, the next one over, Cooper? Yeah, Cooper City Court, excuse me. But you can see it right there on the section 1. The other issue that's really will be taken care of prior to being recorded is that the fire hydrant locations will just need to be noted on the plat. It's not unusual if you don't see those on this particular version. Sometimes they just don't have them all plotted yet, but as soon as they have that information, they will be plotted on the final plat. We'll ensure that before it's recorded. Besides those issues, this plat appears to be in good order, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Doug or Mike, you are perfectly happy with everything in terms of a civil engineering standpoint?
Yes, it seems to be progressing well. We've released lots in Section 1 for home construction We've had to make a few tweaks with the pond and the drainage along Stewart's Creek Road, but it is progressing well.
All right. And as far as the mail kiosk goes, this is just a general comment. I personally live in a city subdivision, and growth is tremendous around my area. And I'm noticing a lot of kiosks that have no vegetation, no lighting. It's just a United States Post Office approved kiosk stuck out there, period. So I'm not sure if what the city has for kiosk regulations, but I'm just wondering if ours are maybe a little more restrictive or too restrictive.
When we were researching our kiosk...
Curiosity has
Right.
nothing to do.
Yes, sir. When we were researching our kiosk regulations, I had reached out to Murfreesboro City. At the time, it indicated that they probably weren't going to come up with anything specific, that they were just going to let the developers take care of it and, move on from there. I can check to see certainly if that's changed at all. I mean, obviously, if we would like to relax the standards, that's something we can always bring forward. That's just, we would need a little guidance from the commission on that.
Well, I say that based on our training of a week or two ago when we were talking about homeowners associations. Sometimes, maybe in a rare instance, a mail kiosk and the demands we might put on a kiosk, lighting and landscaping, may be the only thing that would trigger the need for a homeowners association. So if that's the case, that may be a bad idea. So it's just a thought. It really has nothing to do with this particular application, but it was just a general comment for later.
Yeah, we can. I can reach back out to my contemporaries at Murfreesboro and Smyrna, Laverne, just to kind of see if they've done anything. I know that when we've talked about this issue at some of our planning conferences, I've sent a copy of our regulations to other folks around the state, just to give them an idea of what we've done. Now, whether or not they've followed up with those, I don't know, but that's certainly something we can look into if the commission would desire that.
Chairman, I move for final plat approval with all staff comments.
Thank you, David. We have a motion and a second to approve 19-2071 Pembroke Farms, Section 2. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of that motion to approve, please say aye. Any opposition? Motion to approve carries. Thank you. Item 6B, submitted for site plan approval. 6B1, 19-3052, Davenport Station Amenity Center. New construction of 2,685 square foot amenity center on 1.5 acres, zoned PUD and RM, with a previously approved PUD located at the intersection of Davenport Road and Bow Meadows Drive off of Shelbyville Highway. Century Communities is the applicant. Doug.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The site plan we have on today's agenda, as you stated, is for the Davenport Station amenity area. Of course, this is off of 231 South Shelbyville Pike. They are proposing to construct their amenity center here. The kiosk for their mail delivery will also be located on the same property. A subdivision plat to combine these lots has been recorded, so this is one lot of record now. We did have several comments on this particular site plan. A couple of them I'll go over just briefly, and then I'll turn it over to Mike for some of the more drainage specific comments. One of the comments we had to deal with the sidewalk. As you can see, there is a sidewalk. Mike's going to zoom in just a little bit. There's a sidewalk on one side of the street. The sidewalk right there at Disley kind of ends in that area. What we have asked is that the applicant extend the sidewalk up just to the, because you can see there's a sidewalk right there in the amenity area itself, just to improve walkability and access to the property for those who don't want to drive. So that's something that we have asked them to do. Most of the other comments that we had at least from a non-engineering drainage standpoint, most of them have been addressed, so I'll turn it over to Mike to discuss the drainage-specific issues.
All in all, the plans are in good order. Just a few tweakings that I saw that might need to happen. Let me get to another page. On the plans, they still call for a trench drain. Originally, the site plan had a pipe going out to storm drainage network in the parking lot. There's a site designer, and then there's a civil engineer that's doing the grading work. And I just need confirmation that, yes, there is a trench drain, or the trench drain doesn't drain to the street like it originally had. And there's a few, let me get to the next page. Just the parking lot needs a little tweaking. This section here is flatter than 1%. Typically, if it's flatter than 1%, you'll have bird baths in the asphalt, and it'll tear up over time with water standing on it. They have added an ADA ramp and addressed the grading concerns I had about the ramp and the steps in that area. But all in all, just some coordination things. Let's see. Yeah, I believe just a few things, and we're in good order.
Any questions for staff?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I think the applicant wants to come speak, or if that's acceptable to you.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Good evening, Rob Moulton, SEC, on behalf of Century. I do want to say that the plans that we did resubmit on Friday do show that the trench drain is gone, so it is simply there. Mike, if you look at the newest ones, the trench drain is gone. There is no more piping in regards to drainage of that structure on that side. So I just want to make certain that was clear on that side. That was kind of... And the sidewalk, I misunderstood your comment, Doug, in regards to the sidewalk. I thought you were saying extend our sidewalk out to the right-of-way, not extend the sidewalk down. So I'll get with Century and talk to them about making that commitment on making that connection between the sidewalk.
And look at other sidewalk connections, too, if you could. Let me get to another, that reminds me. I believe there's a sidewalk across the street here, and there might be one on this side.
Correct.
It just, ways to allow pedestrians to access the site from those existing sidewalk
Definitely look into that. Any questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve, subject to all staff comments.
Yep. We have a motion and a second to approve 19-3052 Davenport Station Amenity Center. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of that motion to approve, please say aye. Any opposition? Motion to approve carries. Thank you. Doug, you have anything?
Just a couple things, probably take about an hour to talk. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Entertain a motion.
Yeah, we'll start on that. Yeah, no.
The zoning ordinance changes?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to go through all that right now. We're not going to do we're not going to do that. I will just say, just quickly, next month, of course, will be our December meeting. We only have one meeting. This will be the only meeting we have for November, and then we only have one meeting scheduled for next month. December is typically when we do our holiday dinner. If you all are interested in that, just let us know if you'd like to continue that, and if so, we'll start planning in that direction. So
let me just do a quick survey to come to a consensus. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, we'll put it together.
I saw it. I will say, also on your agenda, if you notice that, the next Planning Commission meeting is December the 9th. It's not at 9 a.m. It'll be at 6 p.m. I apologize. We haven't advertised that officially yet anyway, so I'll make sure that gets changed to 6 p.m. That was just a copy-paste error, so I'm sorry.
And it says mezzanine, too.
What's that? Yeah, so yeah, that'll be here. That's wrong too. So yeah, we'll just add a list of things that I've done wrong today. So we'll fix that too. So thank you.
Anything else?
I think I'm good now.
Good. As Doug just said, we usually forego our 9 a.m. fourth Monday meeting in November and December both, and that will be done again this year. So our only other meeting left will be December the 9th, and that's probably the day that we'll put together our dinner before we have this meeting, okay? So y'all can go ahead and kind of put that on your calendar that we'll do dinner probably at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, okay? Anybody have anything? Thank you. God bless you for being here. We're adjourned.